Hi, I'm Julie. This is your 15-minute yin yoga sequence for menstrual cramps and low back pain. So this sequence is great to do if you are feeling like a pile of garbage and you just want to lay on the floor for a bit, because that's exactly what we're going to do. So grab your magnesium, your herbs, your hot water bottle, whatever you use, and let's get on the mat. You might need some yoga blocks or some blankets, props if you have them. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. Works just as well. And so a longer version of this class does exist where we do a bit more restorative practices if you have a bit more time, so please check that out. So for our first pose, we're going to start in child's pose. So knees can be as wide as the mat or together. And fold your upper body forward. Palms face down. I like to have a micro bend in the elbows. Take a deep breath in, side out. Once more, deep breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. So a lot of these postures we're going to be working with gently compressing the belly and the abdomen with the thigh. So maybe you want to take your knees closer together in this child's pose, or try both and see what works. Allow your forehead to sink into the mat or a block and ground into the practice. So in the yin style of yoga, we hold postures for several minutes. And it can be quite restorative in nature. Allow yourself to surrender to gravity here. Taking deep breaths in through the nose, breathing into the area of the low back. Taking 5 last deep breaths here. Slowly push into your palms. Walk your hands back towards your seat. Deep breath in and out. Noticing whatever there is to notice. Maybe a shift in energy. For our next pose, Grab your blocks and place them at the front of the mat on the tallest height. Step your left foot between your hands. Coming into baby dragon pose. So if there's any discomfort in the hip area where the leg is bent, you can heel toe your foot out at a 45-degree angle and take your block on the inside of your thigh. So that's one option. The other option is your foot straight ahead and your hands on either side of the foot. Take the first few moments of this posture to get comfortable. Do any slight adjustments you need. Maybe finding those props before sinking into gravity. In yin yoga, we're not looking for any muscular engagement here, except maybe slightly in the hands to keep ourselves propped up. But we're relaxing the body and surrendering to gravity. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? Where am I feeling sensation here? Making note that if you go past your edge, if you're feeling anything painful, back off, come out of the pose. Taking deep breaths here. Might feel nice to lower on the blocks or take your hands lower to the mat and allow your belly and torso to rest on your thigh if that's available. Taking 3 last deep breaths here. Pressing into the hands, slowly coming out of the pose by straightening that front leg and taking any intuitive movements here to shake out the leg maybe, or straighten it behind you, before sitting back on the heels. Noticing if you feel any difference between the two sides of the body. And since this is a sequence for cramps, if there's any posture that feels nice to stay in, please stay there. And coming onto the other side, stepping the right foot between the blocks. Finding that knee over ankle alignment. Close your eyes, allow yourself to ground in. Taking deep breaths here. Noticing where you're feeling sensation. Does it change when you breathe? A lot of these postures that I find help for cramps are also really good at resetting the lower back. If you notice that you're more welcome to go a little bit deeper into the pose, it's up to you to accept that invitation. Use the breath to stay here. Your breath is always here when you need it. Taking 3 last deep breaths. Press into the hands and slowly straighten that front leg to come out of it. And sitting on your heels for just a moment, taking deep breaths. For the next posture, we're coming into butterfly pose. So if you notice yourself rounding back when you sit in this pose, prop up something underneath the edge of your seat and taking soles of the feet together. You can take your feet wider away from you in a wider diamond or closer together or closer towards you. And this isn't like Baddha Konasana, your forward fold in Vinyasa and Hatha styles where there's muscular engagement. Here you take a deep breath in, get tall, and exhale, melt forward. It's like you're just a little rag doll or a string puppet with your strings cut. Just let go, let your head dangle. Maybe sway side to side before you get settled in the pose. And so coming to that first edge without forcing your way past it. You want to be at a place where you can be comfortable. If you're not comfortable, placing a block underneath the forehead or a couple of blocks is nice to find a bit more support. And so in this posture, you may be feeling it along the inner seam of the legs or along the back body. So lower back, upper back, all the way up to the back of the neck. And we're working into that fascia, the connective tissue. Hold a lot of tension. How can you find a way to soften more in this pose? Taking 5 last deepest breaths here. And pressing into your hands. Press yourself back up into a comfortable seat, maybe crossing the legs. Take a moment for yourself here. Slowly blinking the eyes open. And coming into the next posture, which is similar to Malasana squat pose. So taking your feet as wide as the mat, toes out, heels in, and you press your palms together at prayer. So knees and elbows are pressing into each other gently. And getting tall through the low back. This is actually my favorite posture to do when I'm feeling cramps and low back pain. And if your seat can't come all the way near to the ground, you can always sit up on a block at a higher height. Or a couple of blocks. There's always options. And so gently pressing into the hands, getting tall through the entire spine, tailbone to crown of head. And in Yin Yoga, this is a game of patience. In order to release a lot of tension, we have to hold it for a few minutes. Which really is a blessing, considering how we might be doing things that cause us pain for 24 hours a day. So taking a bit of time to take care of yourself is so valuable and necessary. Connect with your deep breathing, in and out through the nose. How can you soften and release more? Taking 5 last deep breaths here. And slowly press your hands back down to the mat. Maybe sit backwards. Find a comfortable seat. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. take a moment here. And finding yourself. Find your way onto your back, maybe rolling down the spine. Maybe bring your knees into your chest for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Once more, cleansing breath in. Open the mouth, let it go. Maybe rocking side to side here in your Apanasana, knees to chest. And if you prefer to roll onto your side and take a Shavasana on your side, you're welcome to. If you want to take more traditional Shavasana, if your body is welcoming to that, let one leg go long, the other leg go long, and take a few moments of rest here. Maybe take an eye pillow, your hot water bottle, get comfortable. Maybe take right hand to belly, left hand to heart. Imagine sending your healing energy into yourself. You are an expert in your own life. You have the ability to heal yourself. And stay here for a few minutes. When you're ready to come out, bring one knee into the chest and the other, slowly rolling onto one side. And I invite you to say something nice here to yourself, maybe thanking yourself for your practice, thanking yourself for the self-care. And find your way back to your seat. If you enjoyed the sequence, please like, subscribe, comment, share. Let me know down below. And thanks for practicing with me. Thanks for practicing with me.